Hey, what's up guys? It's Nick with Somewhat Fast. Today's kind of a rainy day, so I'm going to be doing some work on the brakes on this 55 Plymouth. I'm sure by now y'all have probably seen the video of the 66 Thunderbird. Alright, so a little bit of a spoiler alert, but I did pick up a 1966 Ford Thunderbird that had been neglected for many years, and I made a will it run video on that. But for the time being, let's backtrack and see what kind of progress we made on the 55 Plymouth wagon. This video will have clips of both before and after. Enjoy. I bought a fuel gauge, aftermarket fuel gauge, sending unit with the float, and it came with the gauge. I haven't even looked at it yet, so hopefully it's in there. Some wheel cylinders for the rear. And what else have I done? Oh, I painted the tow hitch black. Oh, I emptied the antifreeze. I put it in straight water, and then I mixed in some of that radiator flush. I guess I'll go ahead and do the Dynamat, and then I'll try to install that fuel gauge. Oh, and I totally realized I just skipped over this. I put it on a seat cover, and all I did was cleaned up the bottom as best as I could, and I laid some foam on there. It's just this stuff right here, just the foam my wife picked up from Hobby Lobby. Oh man, I don't know what else I've done. I've done a little bit. Oh, I welded a muffler on it. So I did an exhaust. I just used a piece of galvanized pipe, whatever, fence pipe or whatever. I just found it laying around. So there it is. It looks decent. I mean, it's just, I just went right there and then down turned it, kind of sideways, kicked it out. I kind of wanted to kick it out the side and have it coming sideways, but I don't know, it just seemed like too much work, and it was late last night. And over here where the original pipe was, I mean, it was really rusted, so I had to cut it back. I tried to weld it and it kept burning through, so I cut it back some more, and I just had to keep booger welding it on there. That section probably needs to be replaced, and because it has some exhaust leaks, but it's 100,000 times quieter than it was before. Couple pumps. See, it's cold right now. See, it's a lot quieter, but you can hear the exhaust leak. You hear it? Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this Dynamat in. I guess I'll do a little unboxing review. That way I can see, y'all can see how bad it is. You know how it is with Wish. You buy stuff on Wish and you have no idea what you're gonna get. Sometimes you get stuff on Wish and it's almost better than the original or close to the original, and sometimes you order a Plymouth sticker and it turns out to be a quarter of the size that it's supposed to be. So I can vouch for that. Okay. So it's just little pads and it's just foam. I'm sure it'll help a little bit, but it's nothing, I mean, it's not like and it's probably, see, look how easy it tears. So definitely, this is definitely going to be meant to go underneath carpet, but it'll probably help a little bit with my dryer floors. All right, so first impression, it's really not bad at all. I mean, it sticked really well. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting much from this. I was expecting it to not stick and have to glue it on, but it sticks decently. So check this out. Mine tap on this side. You hear that? Tap on this side. You hear the difference? So, sound deadener from Wish. Wow. Okay. Wasn't expecting that, but cool. All right, so that's as far as I'm gonna go with the Dynamat. Just put about 3 pieces per floor, and I put 2 in the back. And honestly, the only reason I put it on there was just where I patched the floors with that tin. Of course, this isn't the right way to do it, but I mean, it'll keep the exhaust fumes out, it'll make it quieter, and then of course your foot doesn't go through the floor. But I mean, and who's gonna look? And you know, if I'm driving around, drive by, nobody's gonna know unless they look up underneath the car. So I mean, whatever, it's cheaper, it's faster. I need to go ahead and put the fuel sending unit in, and I got a wire I gotta figure out. Oh yeah, I ran a wire back here for the unit. I guess I just got to figure out a way to fish it down through the bottom up through the top of the tank, and hopefully that sending unit fits in this hole. All right, so I have the fuel sending unit installed. It went in real nice and tight. Came with a new gasket, so I shouldn't be able to smell gas in the car that bad. So my idea is these 2 wires right here, I'm gonna tie my new wire to that wire and go underneath the car and just pull it through. That went a lot smoother than expected. Got it installed. Comes on, lights work. I had to readjust the float on the fuel gauge, because whenever I installed the float on the fuel gauge, the way the tank is shaped, it's shaped like an L. Here, I'll show you. So pretty much the tank's shaped like an L. You can access the sending unit from right here. I got a universal sending unit, ground it down because it was too wide. Was able to make it fit in there. And if you see the tank, you can see that it's skinny and it comes up. The sending unit is installed right here. Whenever I installed the float in it, I did it facing this way, so whenever this part would fill up with gas, it would hit the bottom of the tank, and then it was only showing like a quarter of a tank. So I went ahead and spun it back around, and I got enough gas to where it's just above the narrow area of the tank, and it's showing I think it's showing about a half of a tank, which I don't know how accurate it is. I kind of just eyeballed the sending unit, but I mean, at least I'll have an idea of when I'm, you know. Yeah, so it's about a quarter. It's about a quarter. So before it was just barely in between E and a quarter. So the rear brakes are really simple on this car. The front brakes are a little bit more complicated, something that I've never really worked on before. So you basically have these 2 cams, and they spin. They're offset. So when you spin them, it shifts the brake shoe in and out. There's actually a tool they make that screws onto the nut, and it spins around, so you can get a perfectly round. You can make sure your shoes are perfectly round inside of the drum by adjusting the cams. I don't have that tool. The brakes look evenly worn, so I did not. I didn't undo these shoes, so I'm pretty sure it should still be. I mean, obviously, if it was being driven and it was adjusted, it should still keep wearing evenly. Okay, so I got the, oh my gosh. I got the passenger side wheel cylinder off. Look at this. Yeah, I'd say that probably only had a couple more miles left on it. So here's the new one. I'll go ahead and put this on and then show you guys. All right guys, I got the wheel cylinder on, springs installed. I figured I'd show y'all this real quick. Not sure if this is the right way to do it, but this is how I've always done it. What you want to do is pop the rubber grommet or rubber boot, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure what the proper term is for it, but pop that rubber grommet off. Take your brake pusher thing, I don't know what it's called, this little fork thing. Take that, stick it in the grommet till it pops in. Listen, pop, there's a little groove around the little metal fork brake thing, and then once you get that on there, you can stick it back on the wheel cylinder. Boom, installed. Somebody had just put a screw or an old nail where the cotter pin goes, and I'm about to do something real sketchy, because when I ordered the brake line from Rock Auto, the line that I got was too short, so I'm just gonna have to reuse the old line. I know it's free because there's brake fluid leaking, but you know, there was brake fluid leaking out of the old wheel cylinders, so I'm sure it's probably restricted, but we're just gonna have to use it for right now until I can order a new line. So I'm gonna go ahead and bleed the brakes, and my wife's not around to help me, so the way I'm doing it is I got a water bottle and then a pressure hose from a washing machine, and I got it connected to the nipple. I got it cracked right now. I'm just gonna top off the master cylinder, give it a couple pumps, work my way to the front, and then we can test the brakes out. All right, guys, I got all 4 wheels bled. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the back tires on and test out these brakes. Roll out. Test these brakes out. Yeah, super firm brake pedal. I mean, just look how cool that is, you know? And this thing was painted with rattle cans. Such a cool car. I got my camera on wide angle, so it kind of looks funky, a little bit wider than it's supposed to be, but I mean, that is just a cool freaking car. I think the coolest part about it is the front end, that grille. I mean, that just looks so wicked cool. The way that hood comes down real low, looks like it's like frowning at you. Just looks real mean. Of course, that pinstriping, that beginner pinstriping that I did. If you haven't seen that video, I pinstripe for the first time ever, and that's how it came out. And then I did the deck lid too. We got the deck lid pinstriped. We added our National Lampoon's Family Vacation Wally World sticker, our Plymouth Heart sticker. We got the Coyote and the Roadrunner, our Plymouth logo, looking like Richard Petty. Motor's quiet. Got a couple exhaust leaks, but it doesn't smell too bad in here. Man, you just don't see these cars. It's so cool. I really want to do a burnout, but I don't know if this car will do a burnout. I mean, I doubt it. It's got like 100 horsepower. running cold. Temperature gauge is at 190, but I really need to check the, I still haven't checked the gear case oil. I'm sure it's got something in it, but this thing is really fun to drive. I'd say it's as fun as that Thunderbird, but I mean, obviously the Thunderbird is automatic and a little bit more comfy, and it has a lot more power. But this thing's fun to drive because it's different. But this thing would be really hard to drive in the city. I mean, just the taking off is, it takes off so slow. So something funny's happening. I think the overdrive. I think the overdrive on the transmission is on, because it's like not wanting to catch gears or something. So I flipped the there's a lever on the transmission. And this car's supposed to have a lever, but I think the car didn't originally come with overdrive. I think somebody added the overdrive transmission, but there's supposed to be a pull lever where you pull the lever out and it engages the overdrive. Well, I think the overdrive was stuck on, so it was just acting real funny. Like if I put it into second and let off the clutch, it wasn't grabbing. I don't know. But there's definitely a burning smell. The transmission tunnel's not hot. I don't know, man. Temperature gauge is running at 190. See, that's already better. Even reverses are grabbing right away. But I think what you do is you first, second, third, and then once you get on the highway, you're going about 50, you pull the lever out, and then it engages overdrive. Yeah, this stuff already feels a lot better. Oh yeah, there we go.
All right, I'm gonna close the shop down and then come back tomorrow. Go pick the kid up from school, surprise her. I told her I was gonna pick her up in the Black Thunderbird, but we'll see. We'll see what she says about this car, because she thought this car was out of commission for a while, so that'll be fun. All right, I'll catch y'all tomorrow.